Hey YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and not live to eat. Today we're going to be making a wild rice and mushroom soup. So if you're interested in seeing how I create this recipe, stay tuned and I'll show you. Fam, thanks for joining me here in the kitchen on today. So to do our wild rice and mushroom soup, all you're gonna need, I'm using wild rice, the Lundberg brand. That's what I always use, you guys know, but you can use a wild rice blend and whichever you can get your hands on. I'm using some baby bellas. I'm using some brown clamshell mushrooms, and I'm also just using some organic white mushrooms. So those are my mushrooms I'm gonna be using. I got a whole onion chopped. I got some bell peppers. I got a little bit of rainbow, just a little bit of the yellow and green peppers. I got about 3 garlic cloves chopped. We're gonna need some broth. And so what I've done, I use my Better Than Bouillon Vegan. This is the roasted garlic base, so I'm using that. You can use any vegetable broth or any Better Than Bouillon vegan broth. It doesn't matter. I have a little bit of tomato paste. I'm gonna be using some coconut cream, and I'm gonna be using some liquid aminos. And so, of course, I'm gonna be doing some seasonings, which you guys will see as I get over to the stove. So I'm gonna bring you all over. But what I do is just put my Better Than Bouillon in some water, and I just shake it up to make my own broth. So I may need a little bit more broth as we go to make our soup. So get your ingredients. Oh, and your rice, you want to already have your rice pre-cooked. So I've had my rice cooking. It's ready to go ahead so we can start preparing the soup, because wild rice, of course, it takes a longer time to cook, about an hour to really get to a great texture. All I do with my rice, I just put in the rice. I know I love to use dehydrated onions, so I used a little bit of dehydrated onions, and I seasoned it with just a little bit of Better Than Bouillon. Let that cook for an hour, and we're done. So come on over to the stove, and let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's get this soup going, because I'm hungry. So come on over. All right, so what we're doing here, I got a little bit of plant-based butter in my cast iron. I'm using just some Country Crock plant-based butter. You can use whatever plant-based butter you choose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna just saute our veggies. So I'm gonna get my onions and peppers in first. Get a couple of mushrooms in there, that's fine, because they're going right in there. And I'm gonna get my garlic on top. I just don't like putting my garlic on the very bottom, because sometimes it can burn. And y'all, if y'all hear some running in the background, I have a new puppy. And I just let him out of his crate for a little bit to eat. And I tell you, he's got so much energy right now that ain't even funny. I was like, Lord Jesus, what did I get myself into? But, it's all a part of the training of the puppy. And these are the clamshell mushrooms. They say they're really good. And this is my first time using them in the soup. But they have really great reviews as far as being sauteed. So you can use any type of mushroom, basically, for your soup. Whatever mushrooms you like, put those in your mushroom and wild rice soup. And then I have my white button mushrooms along with my sliced baby bellas. And I sliced mine pretty thick because I like the texture of the mushroom, and I really want to get that, just that chew throughout each bite. So my mushrooms are cut pretty big. Now you can cut your mushrooms however you like to cut your mushrooms. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just whatever your preference is. So, and then I'm just going to let this saute a little bit, kind of brown. if you know what I mean, we want to let this brown a little bit to give those nice little brown on our mushrooms and vegetables. But what you can do right here, you can go ahead and start putting in some of your seasonings. So I'm going to use some onion, some powdered onion. Yes, I have onions in here, and yes, I'm using powdered onion. It just does something. It makes it taste a little bit different to me. I'm using some granulated garlic. I'm going to use some smoked paprika. And I always tell you to season to your own liking. This is going to be a lot of soup. So, you got that in there. I'm going to put a little heat in mine. You can use some cayenne pepper, but I think I'm going to use just some red crushed peppers. A little sprinkle of that. And this is what we're going to start doing now. And then we'll just continue to build as this browns. So I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes just to get a nice little brown, get that cooked down a little bit. And then we'll come back and finish making it as we, you know, get this cooked down. We'll come back. All right, so it's cooked down quite a bit. I'm going to add just a little taste of spelt down in here just to give it a thickness. You want to get your flour mixed in there real good so it don't clump up. So that's probably about 1/4 cup of spelt. Get that mixed down in here. The next thing I'm going to put in here is some tomato paste. Just get you some tomato paste. That mix down in there real good. And this is still cooking, so it's still browning as we stir in these few ingredients here. Try to get all my paste out of here. If you don't have tomato paste, you can use some sun-dried tomatoes also. If you got sun-dried tomatoes, you put some sun-dried tomatoes in here. That's what I actually was going to put in there at first, but I don't have any, so yeah, tomato paste, which is good. So we're just going to get this mixed in here. And then what we're going to do next is start mixing in some of our broth. And again, this is the better than bouillon with just some water. I may need a little bit more broth, so just stir it in as you go. Stir, and you're going to see it start to thicken a little bit. But for this recipe, we want it to have a more of a thick consistency. Okay, let me get just a little bit more water in my jar. One moment. Eyes are coming. Yes, that would have been a good time to pause the video, but I didn't. Sorry. I just want to add a little bit more. And then what we're going to do next, we'll make sure our stove is still cooking good. We're going to put in our cream of coconut. Or coconut cream. If you like a lot of coconut in there, you can add more coconut. Okay. Let this go. And then what we're going to do next, we're going to get our wild rice down in here. And then we're going to let this cook. So I got this going. So y'all know I'm just coming off of my 7-day water and herbal tea cleanse. So I have said I'm gonna make my soups. You know, I want to come in and start eating on my soups. So I got this one, and then right next door, I don't know if y'all can see this, but I got my Zuppa Toscana soup here, which is going to be amazing. So I can have a couple of different variations of soup that I can switch up on. We got that one pretty much ready. So let me grab our brown rice and get that in the pot. All right, so this is the brown rice, or the wild rice, I should say, not brown. And I cooked a whole bag of the wild rice, the Lundberg brand, which actually was about 1.5 cups. So if you had 2 cups, they'll probably be ideal for this recipe. Okay. And so what we're going to do now is just let this simmer and cook. It's got a little ways to go. We're just going to let that cook. And let me just taste my juice. I can't really make sure my juice is good. It's got flavor. Honey, what's that? Flavor. Okay. We're just going to put a lid on this. We're going to let this cook for about 30 minutes or so to really get a good simmer going. And then we'll come back and I'll let you guys see the... Oh, I'm forgetting one little bitty thing. I almost forgot my coconut aminos. That just adds a little more flavor. So, pour in my coconut aminos. And if you want to use the liquid aminos or that, you can. But let me see now. Okay. That tastes good. But like I always tell you, season to your own likings. Because everybody's taste bud is different. And what I probably do is add just a little bit more of the... Well, you know what? I want to add a little more heat, but I'm not going to use the crushed red peppers. I'm going to put just a little bit of cayenne pepper in mine. Sprinkle a little cayenne. It's not as hot as the crushed red peppers. I don't want my husband fussing at me talking about it's too hot. So, but that's all you do, guys. We're going to let this cook and we'll be back in a few moments to let you see the end results. All right, so our soup is done. Y'all can see it. The mushroom and wild rice. So what we're going to do, we're going to bowl this up and garnish it with a little bit of green onions, which is some scallions, and then we're gonna let our lovely Mr. Coleman taste it for us. So I'll see you over to do the taste test. All right, so guys, we are done. We have our wild rice and mushroom soup. So we're gonna have Mr. Coleman come over and do our taste test. So Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
Can I have your assistance, please?
Oh, as always. Yes, ma'am. Here I come.
Come on over here.
My favorite time.
And so what I did, guys, I just garnished it with a little bit of green onion here. But here you go. So I want you to give it a try. It was hard for me to make this today because I wasn't really able to taste a lot along the way because I'm still on my cleanse. So it is officially over at midnight tonight. So whether I eat at midnight, I don't know. If I'm up, I probably will. But if not, I'll have some good old soup. 2 different ones to choose from in the morning. So I hope it tastes good. Don't burn your tongue, okay?
I sure ain't. We could have waited till it cooled off just a little bit. She's trying to burn my tongue, y'all. Mess up my taste bud.
I'm sorry. Just blow. Well, it ain't too hot. You going back in for another dab?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty good, y'all. It really is. You're not gonna be disappointed. This soup right here, this only got the rice, the mushrooms, the onions, the seasoning that she put in there, y'all. Good God Almighty! Hey, y'all ain't gonna be disappointed. Y'all gonna like this. This is really good, and it's hearty too. At this time of the year, this season, it's hearty. It's good. It's got much flavor. Enjoy. You
like
won't be
it?
disappointed. Yeah.
All right, give me some.
Good job, babe.
All right, there you have it. He likes it. Y'all know when he makes those noises, and he goes back in for a second time, so I knew he was pleased.
It's really good. It really is.
Well, that's good. So I got 2 soups out of 1 in a day, so I have these ready so I can indulge. This time I went on my cleanse, y'all. It was a little hard for me. Usually I can do 7 days. It's really not that hard, but because he didn't go on it with me this time, it was me and my daughters. And so he didn't go on, so he was in here, y'all. And I do like to watch people eat, but man, when I tell y'all, he was, that's like, y'all already know he's a foodie. Yeah. So I was so hungry. Sometimes I was like, am I gonna be able to make it 7 days? It ain't like I was fasting, like, you made this commitment to fast and you can't break that. But this was a cleanse, and it's like, man, do I want to stop? But I persevered and I made it to the end. Well, almost to the end, but I'm gonna hold out because I only got a few more hours until my fast is my cleanse. Until my cleanse is over. No, I told my daughters I'm hanging in there because my oldest daughter, she's like, Mom, you usually do this. I said it was hard this time. I said it was really kind of hard for me, but we got through it. So here you have it, guys. Our mushroom and wild rice soup.
Really good, y'all.
If you tried it, you like it. You know what to do. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And of course, share the video. Sharing is caring. And if you haven't already subscribed to Cassandra's Kitchen, subscribe. So again, from Cassandra's Kitchen to yours, we love you guys. Be blessed until next time.
Bye-bye now. Peace.